What's going on, everybody? John here with WikiGameGuides, and today we are looking at the giant stone axe. This is the axe you craft, or the boss weapon that you get when you craft the boss soul for the very first boss, most likely, that you fight in the game, the Soul of the Lost Giant. Or you can consume that soul for 6,000 souls, which isn't very much. And there are no other options for crafting with that particular soul. Let's take a look at the stats for the giant stone axe. Pretty low base damage, 160, but at +5 that goes up to 400 physical damage, and also goes up to C strength scaling, which isn't great, but you know, it does help. 45 strength required and 8 dexterity, so it's not a low level weapon by any means. Let's take a look at the lore. Great axe forged from the last giant's soul. This weapon resembles a primitive stone tool, but is quite powerful owing to its immense size. The giants were eventually defeated to an unnamed hero, but alas, victory came all too late. So let's take a closer look at these stats. This is important right here. Poise damage, it only has 50, which is why I don't think this weapon's very great. Poise, or it's great for PvP, rather. If you're using a super heavy weapon like this, you're going to want to be breaking people's poise as much as possible, and there are better weapons that have more poise damage. Like, there are quite a few other weapons that have 60, and I think I've seen some that have like even higher than that. Anyway, so 50 isn't great for poise, but it's okay. So let's take a look at the weapon movesets. This is the basic attack, which is nice because you take a nice step forward every time you swing it. This is one-handed, so you can really follow up with more attacks, because when you hit someone with this, you're going to be pushing them back and staggering them with all that poise damage, so you need to have that nice step forward with every attack. The strong attack has a nice follow-up with quite a bit of range on the follow-up. Let's take a look at that again. So the first heavy and then the second follow-up takes a big step forward. So if you miss in PvP with that first one, sometimes you'll catch them off guard with that second. The step back slam is pretty similar to the basic attack, actually, except you get a nice big step forward. Same thing sprinting. And the roll attack, one-handed. Big sweep that transitions very quickly into more basic attacks. Now let's get to the two-handed, and the jump attack. I don't even know why I show the jump attacks off. They're the exact same for everyone, but it's cool to see it. Basic attacks for two-handed. Changes. Goes left to right swinging like an ultra great sword instead of just overhand slams like it was one-handed. So it's nice that you get this variety of movesets for PvP that you can quickly switch between for different types of players that you get matched up against. Because that would be good for someone who's quick, who's rolling away from a lot of your attacks, whereas the one-handed is going to be better for people that are coming straight at you, you know, with a shield and are looking to withstand and block your damage. The strong attack, whoops, didn't mean to do that. The strong attack for two-handed is overhand. Not great, doesn't have as much range as you would hope. Not a very big step forward for the follow-up either. The step back attack, very basic, very boring, meat and potatoes, nothing special. And the same attack sprinting. In the roll attack. It's actually pretty cool looking, but it has very little range, so it's gonna be hard to get that one off. Like, look at that, he stabs the ground immediately in front of where you stop rolling. So that's gonna be a very tough attack to pull off in PvP. You hope to have your roll attacks be more of a gap closer. Something that, like, you know, you poke forward and not just immediately stop right where you attack. And finally, the jump attack. And that's it for the giant stone axe. So thanks for checking out this video. I guess the only other piece of advice I would recommend is use the stone ring with the giant stone axe, because that is going to also reduce enemy poise, which will combo very nicely with this weapon that has a lot of poise damage. Oh, you know what? I should look. How much poise damage does this get up to? Oh, it doesn't say. Oh well. Let's find out. How much is one level of poise going to add, if at all, when upgrading this thing? Reinforce. Poise does not change, so at +5, it's still going to only be 50 poise damage. That sucks. It does scale up quite quickly with damage, though. But such high strength requirements for such an early level game, or an early game item, I would skip this one. So, it is pretty cool looking, though. You would hope that for the giant stone axe, like the weapon that you get for killing the soul, or for killing that giant, I want his sword, or his arm that he rips off, rather. Like, in that fight, he rips off his fucking arm and uses that as an attack. Why can't we use his arm as his weapon? That'd be so much cooler than this stupid axe. He didn't use this axe. A lot of the times you get the weapons that the bosses use, but not this time. Oh well, anyway. This weapon sucks. Thanks for watching, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And be sure, if you dig this one, check out the rest of the boss soul weapon videos. Thanks for watching. Game on.